We, the Biafrans, reject global conspiracy against the Biafran people. This comment uses media to demand the unconditional release of the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, Simon Ekpa, Chuks, who the Finland's authorities have held incommunicado for long now. They say they are investigating, and it's been months up to now. No charge has been brought against the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra. They hereby demand immediate release, unconditional release of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. The global conspiracy against the Biafrans is unacceptable. We will never accept it. It doesn't matter how they try to paint it, the whole world is watching it. And it is sad that the world is silent watching the atrocities committed against the Biafran people. Simon Ekpa is only asking for the freedom of the people. He's only defending his own people, trying to save the innocent life. Free Simon Ekpa now.
This is my weekend word. This is like a push word. This is too body brand. Body brand. I mean, they tell you a story about the one lady girl. Body they go to work. Body they work for bank. Then I end up for motor. Now they go. Now they go. Opposite goodie. But then at the other side, along the school road, I see people run. I see people run. Then I say, brother, and I'm waiting they happen. And I'm waiting they happen. And I'm at the body bar. See no day for that. See no day for that. If we better you take your eye and see, then I call the driver. That I'm waiting. That I'm waiting. This is my weekend word. This is like a push word. This is too body brand. Body brand. I mean, they tell you a story about the one lady girl. Body they go to work. Body they work for bank. Then I end up for motor. This is my weekend. official. Listen to Paddy Brand. Paddy Brand. I'm in the telling you a story about the one lady girl. Paddy they go to work to. Paddy they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Wherever they go. Opposite booty. But they're not behind the side. Along the Sukuru Road. I see people run. This is my weekend water. This is like a full shower. Listen to Paddy Brand. Paddy Brand. I'm in the telling you a story about the one lady girl. Paddy they go to work to. Paddy they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Wherever they go. Opposite booty. But they're not behind the side. Along the Sukuru Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I say, drive. Waiting they happen. Waiting they happen. See no photo. See no photo. If we better you take your eyes. Then I call the driver. Driver wait you. Driver wait you. This is my weekend water. This is like a full shower. Listen to Paddy Brand. Paddy Brand. I'm in the telling you a story about the one lady girl. Paddy they go to work to. Paddy they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Wherever they go. Opposite booty. But they're not behind the side. Along the Sukuru Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I say, driver waiting they happen. Driver waiting they happen.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening program. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this evening program, wherever you are connecting from. As you join us, like and share the program. We are bringing update that is coming from the case of Master Simon Ekpa. You know that is the top issue that we have today. The case of Master Simon Ekpa, the sitting happened today, and so many of us saw what transpired. You must have seen many videos from all corners and all angles, and you are waiting for the update, what's going to be the outcome. We are going to try this evening to give you some update that we have gotten so that we can be able to follow up and wait for what is going to be the next step tomorrow. As you join us on this platform, please kindly like and share to other platforms. I welcome everyone that has connected wherever you are connecting from. I say may Chuks continue to guide and protect everyone that have joined us, whether you are watching us on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on X, any place you are joining. I welcome you and I thank you for being part of the program. And as you join, don't keep the message to yourself. Share it so that other people can join. It is important. Remember, information is the key. If we do not pass the right information, our enemies are going to pass the information against us. Remember, public opinion matters a lot. In the case of our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and Mazen Nandekano, they use public opinion to shape the cases. We have seen them use public opinion to shape this case in several occasions. So that is why we are very active online. As you join, don't just sit back and watch. Make sure you share the video to someone else so that people will be passing the accurate information. There are a lot of people out there giving informations of what they know or what they do not know. The more you pay attention to the right information, the more you will help to pass the accurate information to those who need to hear it. It is very important. We do not go on speculations. We say things the way they are. We say only the things we have confirmed and know, and we go for credible sources that we share. So remember, in this platform, we are not here to attack anybody. We are not here to insult anybody. We are not here to instigate violence. We are not here to preach hate against anybody. We are not here against any race or religion. But what we do in this platform is to present Biafra to the world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. But this evening, we are going on the update of the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. A lot of things have happened, and so many of you have seen so many videos flying from all corners, right, left, and center. And we got a glimpse of our Prime Minister in the court, which is very interesting. We got a glimpse of our Prime Minister. So it's very interesting and very nice to see at least a glimpse of our Prime Minister. And I want to share that very video that many of you must have seen. And those who have not seen it will see it. To confirm that our Prime Minister was in the court today. He was actually in the court today. And while he was there, Biafrans were there giving him support, which is the most important thing that we have always craved for. Biafrans performed wonderfully well. The Biafran people were there massively, supporting, cheering up our Prime Minister. It is very interesting to see. So what you are seeing here is our Prime Minister in the court. That's our Prime Minister in the court. That's our Prime Minister. That's the person you saw in the court, hugging Biafrans, cheering up with the Biafrans, and Biafrans were extending greetings. And he was very happy. There is nothing that will heal somebody in a detention like when the person realizes that the people you are fighting for are there for you. There is nothing that encourages a freedom fighter. Like when you look back, you see that the people you are dying for, the people you are putting your life on the line for, that they are there for you. It gives strength. It encourages. So everyone that went to Finland to support our Prime Minister, I appreciate every single one of you. Every single one of you, I appreciate you. You deserve an accolade. You deserve an accolade. So when you see our Prime Minister, he looks very, very happy to see Biafrans. It is not easy. He has longed for this time. This is somebody who were with him all this while, and the Finland authority took him away from us. So you can see him sharing greetings with Biafrans. It does not matter the group he belongs. It doesn't matter the angle they are coming from. The man you are seeing here is for Biafra and Biafra alone. Mazi Simon Ekpa is just for Biafra and Biafra alone. And he is extending the hug, greetings to all the Biafran people. As long as you're close there. And his utmost message that he delivers is that stop the social media attack on each other. Stop the social media attack on each other. I have been speaking about this, I have been preaching about this, that even in the midst of our misunderstanding and differences, we should learn to respect each other. We can still find a common ground. No matter the differences we have, we can still find a common ground. We can still find a common ground where we will understand each other. So when you see our Prime Minister today, how did you feel? How did you feel? It is this something we have been praying for. And When he sees Biafrans from all angles coming to welcome him, coming to cheer him up, he will also be energized. And I appreciate every Biafran that have made it to Finland. Every Biafran that have made it to Finland. It does not matter the group where you belong. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. You see, Mazi Simon Ekpa, he's very happy, hugging and greeting everybody. He appreciates the presence of everybody. It is a very important and memorable thing. It doesn't matter what you are. Why can't we have this one mind? Focusing on the unity of purpose. The only purpose for which Mazi Simon Ekpa today is facing the Finland court is because of you and I. It is because of you and I. That is why he's facing the Finland court. He is facing the Finland court because of you and I. So why wouldn't we do everything we can? Do everything we can to see that we support him. Give him the utmost support. Forget about seeking for positions and seeking for posts and looking for who is right and who is wrong. We have the responsibility to restore Biafra. That is the assignment that is given to us. Why don't we focus on this assignment and forget our differences? That is what I've been begging. I'm so happy when I see Biafrans the way they came to Finland. From different angles, from different corners, from different walks of life, everybody was there. And they were all sharing greetings. They were all sharing greetings and doing what needs to be done. It is a thing of joy to see. It is a thing of joy to see. And I'm going to share another video that we shared. You see Biafrans. I will share another video where you will see Biafrans, different group from different angle. Everybody came there for one single reason, to support our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. To support our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon. That is why we are there. So if you're going there is for a different motive, well, that is a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Because our only purpose of being there should be to support our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. A man that every one of us accepted, every one of us put her together and we chose him. We chose him to lead us. So the only thing we are supposed to do is to do everything we can to see that we present him to the world. Encourage him. That is what we are supposed to do. So wherever you are, in Biafra land, or you're in Finland, or in your own country, what you owe Mazi Simon Ekpa is to continue to pray for him, continue to encourage him, continue to wish him well. Continue to wish him well. No matter our differences, we can bury our differences and focus on the real deal. Focus on things that matters. That is all I've been asking for. And if we can be able to focus on things that matters, Chuks will definitely grant us our heart desire. There is no law that says we must agree in everything. But our point of agreement is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. They are our point of agreement. So whatever be our disagreement, whatever be our quarrel, because of them, we keep it aside. Because of these people who is putting their life on the line. We know we have our differences. But in the midst of differences, we can still make things right. Why are we making it so difficult? Why are we behaving as if it is impossible for us to operate together? It is not impossible, and it is not difficult. We are one people. We are brothers and sisters. We are from the same direction, seeking for one thing. Why is it difficult for us? Today, you saw Biafrans. I want you to take a look at this video that was made. Just watch and listen and see for yourself the presence of Biafrans from all walks of life. Presence of Biafra from all walks of life. They were there. The only reason of being there is to support our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. That is the only reason. So I appreciate everybody that made it. Let's listen to this. You can see Biafrans from all different groups. Biafrans from different groups, from different angles. Why are we hostile to each other? No need. This is how we're supposed to be operating. Working for one goal, freedom. Only one goal, freedom.
So we have to start making checks, waiting on the waiting area. See, luckily, we don't know. All of us, they may allow all of us in at a time, or they divide us into three. We're actually making increasing. So let's see how it goes. More people are actually coming, arriving from America. So it's all good. Our Prime Minister Simon, we all love him. Yeah, so it's massive. There's no way to leave Simon. There's no way to leave Simon. Yes. We miss him. They were on another one. And we go here, but let's see how it goes. Thank you.
You can see Biafrans from different angles, different groups, different section, region, different ideology, different beliefs, from different countries are here.
As a price,
That is Bryson. You see, this kind of unity and let go, no matter the differences we have. Sometimes when we talk online, it will seem as if we will kill ourselves. That's Bryson Okoma. Could you believe that Bryson Okoma will have a handshake with Van Van Van? Even with all the insult, all the attack online, look at everybody there. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down and they are relating with each other. There's no need for us to fight. The enemy we need to fight are there. Why do we waste our energy to fight a battle that it's not going to yield anything? When we have the major battle before us.
Everybody will almost forgive you, and then Simon realized that so let us see we can only let it be. Almost attached to them. If this you don't see another
you can see it was amazing. It was amazing. It was very amazing to see Biafrans from all walks of life, from all angles, on all areas, gathered together for one man, trying to make things work out for all of us. This is the kind of spirit we need among us, not quarreling and bickering and attacking each other. And Master Simon have said it that we should try and work together. We should try and work together. Even if we cannot work together, everybody should stop attacking each other and focus on the real issue. We have a very big challenge ahead of us. We have a very big task ahead of us all. So why don't we focus on that task ahead of us? Why not we focus on that heavy task ahead of us? We have a heavy task, but we ignore that task and we spend all the time on unnecessary issues. It is so sad. It is very sad. Very, very sad. But no matter what happened, we must continue to do what we have to do. We must continue to fight this battle, and this battle we must win. No matter the propaganda, the blackmail, no matter where they come from, we must win this battle. The case of Master Simon Ekpa has kicked off today. The long-awaited case. Many of us have waited for a very long time for this time to come. And finally, we are on that date. And you can see our people, Biafrans, are there represented inside the court. Biafrans are inside the court represented. So, we will try to do everything we can to keep things right. Look at the differences, look at the attacks. We will try as much as possible to continue to keep the legacy of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. We will continue to respect him. We will continue to keep his legacy. We will continue to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa has his respect and make sure that he's defended. That is why the Biafran people today gather in Finland in solidarity with Mazi Simon Ekpa. So let us go to the updates that we have from Finland on the case, because many of us have been asking questions. What is the modality of the case? What transpired? What happened? How is it handled? And all whatnot. So the updates I have here, I'm going to try to read out the update. And this update is coming from Dr. Mazanga. Dr. Mazanga, a human rights activist, he is there in Finland and he was participating in everything to make sure that things goes well. Nobody is paying him. Nobody hired him. He's there on pro bono. Nobody hired Dr. Mazanga. Nobody paid him on his own. He said it by himself. Even instead of supporting him, many of us are attacking him. You are just attacking him because you feel that he's not with you. He's not calling your name. He didn't come attach himself to you. You are attacking him. That's a very bad habit that we have. That when somebody is not speaking the language we want him to speak, saying things we want it to, even if that thing is favoring us, simply because the person is not saying it the way you want to say, you begin to attack the person. It's a very bad habit and we should stop it. We have to stop it. Today, according to the updates from Dr. Masanga, today was dedicated solely to establishing the technical framework for the appeal proceedings, for the appeal proceeding court and those in court saw. Today was dedicated solely to establishing the technical framework for the appeal proceedings, court and those in court saw. Another day is going to be Thursday. Thursday and Friday will be closed session. Are you listening? So it is possible that tomorrow we might not get any information. We just hope until after the period before here. They say tomorrow, Thursday and Friday will be closed sessions. Only lawyers permitted inside the court. I was impressed by the strength, discipline, and determination shown by the Biafrans. This is the report that was being given by Dr. Mazanga. So tomorrow being Thursday and Friday will be a closed door session. So nobody is going to be in the court. Don't expect to see any video. Don't expect to. We only wait for the information and the outcome. Then we deliver what we have had. So that you don't keep waiting and staying. And those who are in Finland will also know what to do. So Thursday, Friday, that's tomorrow and next tomorrow, will be a closed session. Only lawyers permitted inside the courtroom. And Dr. Mazanga said, I was impressed by the strength, discipline, and determination shown by the Biafrans. That is the same thing I've been commenting. I love the way our people conducted themselves. No matter the differences, and this is what we have been saying, no matter our differences, we are one people and we're fighting for one thing. Sometimes we have to overlook our differences and focus on the real thing before us. Then he continued to say in the update, our technical team is linked to the legal team, and that remains united behind head counsel Tommy, who is the only advocate authorized to address the court on behalf of the team. That is the lead counsel. We call it lead counsel. Only the lead counsel, Tommy, Attorney Tommy, the only advocate authorized to address the court on behalf of the team. So, team of lawyers on the side of Master Simon Ekpa, they organize themselves, put themselves together, technical team, and the technical team that is working directly with Dr. Mazanga, both the ones he brought, both the ones that came from US and the one that came along with him, to the legal team that remain united behind head counsel. Every one of them behind the head counsel, Tommy, to give him ideas, evidences, explanations, and all whatnot. Who is the only advocate authorized to address the court on behalf of team. So we begin to understand how the court of Finland works. It is not like in the Western world where you will see lawyers will stand up and quote this and quote that. They do their own in silence. And you can see it's already a closed door. Tomorrow, next tomorrow, you're not going to hear anything. I am voluntarily serving as part of the technical backup team as requested by Simon Ekpa and Tommy with the Helsinki office in Finland, supporting the legal team on anything in proceeding from behind the scene. This is the role of Dr. Mazanga in this case. Dr. Mazanga is explaining his role. He said, I am voluntarily serving as part. This is a voluntary work. Just like I told you before, nobody is paying Dr. Mazanga. Nobody in Qatar. He knows Master Simon Ekpa. He has spoken to Master Simon Ekpa. Master Simon Ekpa has done a program with him many times. So it's not as if he's somebody he doesn't know. So he said, I am voluntarily serving as part of the technical backup team as requested. Master Simon Ekpa personally requested that Dr. Mazanga should be part of the technical team that will work with his lead counsel, Tommy, Anton Tommy, with the Helsinki office in Finland, supporting the legal team on anything in proceedings from behind the scene. The reserve energy is strong. Dr. Mazanga Yakura, Mazanga International Law Legal Expert, Finland, Helsinki, technical team update. I'm impressed. I am very much impressed because our Prime Minister, I can say he is properly represented. And this is what I have been crying for adequate representation. My problem is not the case and the court. I have been crying for adequate representation. That is why I talk about it, shout about it, talk about it. And I'm very happy that this team of lawyers are doing what they have to do. And with their presence, there is no way we are not going to come out with victory. We will definitely come out with victory. So, my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching from, we will continue to pray for our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. Every one of us must continue to put him in our prayers. We must never forget. So this evening, the latest update on Simon Ekpa appeal of Finland. What transpired today? What to expect? And what comes next? I welcome every one of you. If you have not shared this program, please share this program to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Share to your neighbors. Very important. Subscribe if you have not done so. Click the notification bell so that whenever we come, you'll be notified immediately and you join us. Today's discussion examines one of the most closely watched legal proceedings involving Simon Ekpa. You see, when we tell you that the case of Simon Ekpa is not a joke, some of you think it is just about Nigeria and Finland. One of the most closely watched case in the world today, one of the most closely watched legal proceedings, one of the most closely watched legal proceedings, the case of Simon Ekpa. Our objective is I'm not here to predict the court decision or present allegation as fact. Instead, we will discuss what is publicly known about the appeal process, what generally happens during an appeal, why this case has attracted international attention, and what legal observers may watch for next. That is why I'm here to give you those updates, and we're just giving you some of those updates you need to hear. Why this case has drawn international attention? That is one thing that everybody is asking. And people would like to know. Like those who are not Biafrans, people from other part of the world. Simon Ekpa Njoko, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Exile, has become one of the most recognized and controversial figures associated with the contemporary Biafra movement, whether you like it or not. His public activity have attracted attention, not only in Nigeria, but also in Europe and among members of Nigerian diaspora. Because of this international profile, legal proceedings involving him has been followed by supporters, critics, journalists, legal analysts, and members of the public. Cases of this nature often receive significant media attention because they touch on questions of criminal law, freedom of expression, public security, and international cooperation. So this is not a child's play. It's a big case. The case of Simon Ekpa is a big case, and we cannot afford to play around and allow Finland to deny him his right. We cannot afford that. That is why Biafrans from all walks of life come out and they are speaking. They are speaking. They are calling out Finland. And we will continue to speak until the right thing is done. The purpose of an appeal. Before discussing today's development, it is useful to understand what an appeal is. An appeal is not simply a second trial. An appeal is not simply a second trial. In many legal systems, an appeal, appellate court, review whether the law was applied correctly. and whether the earlier proceedings met legal standard. I want you to understand what is going on in Finland today. In legal system, an appellate court review whether the law was applied correctly or whether the earlier proceedings met legal standard. You and I know from all indication the earlier proceeding never met legal standard. And I can give you one reason. Refusal to admit evidence from Master Simon Ekpa. That refusal undermines the process. Depending on the jurisdictions, an appeal may involve questions such as whether the trial court correctly interprets the law, whether there was procedural error, whether evidence was handled according to legal rules. This is, I'm telling you, are what are going to be studied and observed in this case of Master Simon Ekpa. And I bet you from all these things I'm reading out, you will know that Master Simon Ekpa stands 100% chance of being out. Whether the trial court correctly interprets the law, whether there was procedural error, which we know there are, whether evidence was handled according to the legal rules. Evidence of Master Simon Ekpa was not admitted. So how is that how the legal rule operates in Finland? If that is what they do in Finland, international law forbids that. And Master Simon Ekpa is an international man. He's not just a Finnish citizen. And whether the reasoning in the original decision was legally sound. The exact scope depends on the applicable Finnish law and the issues raised by the parties. That is what you're expecting to see in the court. It is important for due process to be applied. Regardless of anyone's opinion about the case, there are legal principles that are widely recognized. Legal principle, whether it's in Finland or in Nigeria or in anywhere, involves a black man, a white man, or a Biafra, there are some legal principles that are widely recognized. These include the presumption of innocence unless proven guilty according to law, the right to legal representation, the opportunity to present legal arguments, an adequate judiciary, decision based on evidence and legal reasoning rather than public opinion. These principles protect confidence in the judicial system. And this all has to be tested. That is why we are crying and shouting out for due process. This is why we are crying for due process. Today's proceeding, where proceedings are ongoing, this is important to separate verified development from speculation. Many people will be speculating in different platforms. You know, content creators, they are already creating content. But I told you, in here, we are not here to create content. I have just given you the excerpt that came out from a member of the technical team, Dr. Mazanga. I just read it out for you. So if you're looking for something else, you better wait. Or if somebody is pushing me and telling you something else, you better ignore that. If public report indicates that the court had argument or addressed procedural matters, those are part of the judicial process at this stage. Observed, often focus on what we are supposed to focus on. We, observers, often focus on the legal submission made by the parties. We are waiting to hear the submission. That is where our focus is. Legal submission made by the parties. Questions raised by the judges. Procedural rulings. And the timetable for any further steps. These are what we are looking forward to. It is common for appellate court to reserve judgments and issue a written decision later, rather than announcing an outcome immediately. So they might not announce the outcome immediately. They might decide to send their outcome letter in writing. So all this is our expectations, what we should expect, so that it wouldn't be taken unaware. The following are what legal observers watch during an appeal. Legal observer, if you're a legal observer, like we are observing today, these are what you look forward during an appeal. People following a case like this one often pay attention to several factors. One, the legal arguments. The court considers how each side interprets the relevant law. The evidence. The court assesses the evidence that is properly before it and how it relates to the legal issue under review. Procedural fairness. Appellate court may consider whether the earlier proceeding complied with applicable legal standard. Judicial questions. Questions from judges can help clarify legal arguments, but they do not necessarily indicate how the court will decide. Everything I'm telling you here is to build up your mind on what to expect. But I can bet you that we Biafrans, our hope is high. I believe that Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is going to get justice. What happens after the hearing? Several possibilities generally exist after an appeal hearing, depending on the law and the issue before the court. The court may, number one, reserve the decision for a later date. The court might not decide immediately after this case. Issue a written judgment after considering the argument. Affirm the earlier decision. Modify aspect of decision if permitted by law. Or, in some circumstances, order further proceedings. The outcome depends on the facts, the evidence, and the applicable law. These are what we expect. Things that so when we begin to see them, we don't get surprised. There are many reasons why people are following the case of Master Simon Ekpa. Many people across the world are looking to that case. Interest in the proceedings comes from different perspectives. Some follow the case because of its implication for Nigerian politics. Others are interested in question of international criminal cooperation. Some focus on broader issues such as human rights, due process, and freedom of expression. This is what Dr. Mazanga is pursuing. This is what the observers from the US are pursuing: human rights, due process, and freedom of expression. That must not be suppressed by Finland authorities. Still, others simply went to understand how an appeal in Finland works. These differing reasons explain why the case has received attention beyond Finland. It's not just about Finland. Now, the role of the court. One important point is that courts are expected to decide cases independently without any interference. Public debates, media coverage, and political opinion may exist around a case. But judicial decisions are intended to be based on the law and the evidence presented in the court. not whatever agreement that has been reached between Nigerian government and Finland government. Respect for judicial independence is an important feature of many legal systems, and we are paying attention to that to make sure there is no interference. There are certain things we also need to avoid. In following any ongoing case, it is wise to avoid treating rumor as fact. We need to avoid treating rumors as fact. Content creators, social media rumors, you will see it. Assuming an outcome before judgment. Don't. Misinterpreting court proceedings or spreading unverified claims. Careful attention to verified information helps maintain a more informed discussion. So we have to be very, very aware. Cases that attract international attention often remind us of broader principles: the importance of due process, access to legal representation, transparent judicial procedure, independent courts, and respect for lawful processes. These principles apply regardless of any individual involved, whether a Biafran or non-Biafran. These principles must be respected. My fellow Biafrans, today's proceedings are one step in an ongoing legal process. Appeals are designed to ensure that legal issues receive careful review according to the applicable law. Careful review, that is what is happening. And I thank Chuks and the team of technical lawyers on the side of Master Simon Ekpa. We do everything humanly possible to make sure that every evidence is reviewed appropriately. Whatever the eventual outcome, it will be for the court to determine after considering the legal argument and the evidence. For those following the case, we must be patient. We must be patient and attention to verify information are essential. Don't just go online and begin to say things you know nothing about. Don't just go online and begin to push unverified information. I strongly believe that our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa will be vindicated. Definitely, he will be vindicated. So wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Chuks never to get distracted. As we are following the case in Finland, you know that Mazi Nnamdi is also battling with Nigerian government. And we will continue to do our part. We will continue to support him, and we will continue to fight to make sure that we get our desire. No amount of their blackmail or propaganda will drive us away from what we have known. So I thank everybody that watched us. And before we go now, I think we have to go to some updates. There are some updates I saw in Sahara Reporters about the case of Mazi Nnamdi. There are some other things. You know, Nigeria is the worst place you can ever have issue. Nigeria is the worst place you can ever have an issue. A very irresponsible country that does not mean well for its own citizen. Very irresponsible country. And that's why when we speak about them, we say it the way it is, and we expose their evil for the world to see. We expose their evil antecedents, all the evil that they are carrying right, left, and center. We expose it and make sure that the world sees it. Because we cannot continue to pretend and say all is well. when everything is wrong, when there is fire in the mountain, when there are troubles everywhere. We cannot continue to pretend and say all is well. All is not well. So whenever we see something that is wrong, we point it out. That is what Mazen Nanikan was doing. That is what Mazen Simon Ekpa was doing. And this is why they are detained, because they spoke the truth. But are we going to run away from speaking the truth simply because we are dealing with people who don't have conscience? No. We will continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. At every given opportunity, we must make sure that the truth prevails. We must make sure that the truth prevails. And that is why we are here today. So let's see this update that I saw on Sahara Reporters on Mazi Nandi Ugan about some hours ago. So let's look into this update and see what the update is all about. Because we are in a time where we will not leave any stone unturned. We are in a battlefield. And as we are in this battlefield, we will continue to fight our battle and fight it to win. We can never shy away from this battle. Wherever they bring the battle from, we will never shy away. We will continue to fight this battle until we win the battle. We will continue to fight. So I want us to go through this few updates that is there. And let's see what it has. Look at it. It says, my life remains in danger. Nnamdi Kanu petition NDCN alleges DSS harassing doctor who treated him. The doctor that treated Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, when they wanted to poison him, when they were managing him, they wanted to let him die. The doctor that treated Mazen Nnamdi Kanu today, they are persecuting that doctor, arresting the doctor, intimidating the doctor, simply because a doctor treated his patients. A doctor that made Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be alive today, they are threatening him because the doctor gave the proper medication and dictated the nonsense they were feeding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and removed it. Today, that man is being persecuted. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is writing from prison. My life remains in danger. Nnamdi Kanu petition MDCN alleged DSS harassing doctor who treated him. That is Nigeria for you. That is Nigeria for you. Mad people. Mad people everywhere. And when we see all these kind of things, you still want to be part of Nigeria. Sorry. Nigeria is not meant for you. It's not meant for me. European League accuses FIFA. No, these are some updates that are there. Nigeria, Nigeria is the bad news. So I don't have time to be reading all this rubbish that they have. Abdullah Saeed wins Michigan Democratic senatorial primary to face Republican Mike Roger in November. That's how they are taking over everywhere. They are trying to take over everywhere. You see them? I thank God that Chuks gave the Biafrans the strength to stand and fight. 176 women, children kidnapped from Kwara Woro community regained freedom after 6 months. You can imagine. 6 months, 176. They were in captivity for a good 6 months. You can imagine that. After 6 months. Court adjourned Rulak multi-million naira rights suit. That's Nigeria for you. That's the country that is giving Finland evidence. Terrorist country. Ibadan woman alleged forced ritual, shaved hair after posting Ululu masquerade video. You can imagine. That is Nigeria for you. Intimidation everywhere. No army, DSS, police can stop inevitable revolution. Nigeria says, in Nigeria, say you Showore. Showore, you are trying. pushing for your revolution, only that you are in the wrong country. You are in the wrong country. You are in the very wrong country. So it doesn't matter how you push. The people you are pushing for are not ready. Ex-DSS boss Daura blamed politicization of security for Nigerian worsening insecurity. Oh, but I never talk through. I never talk through. You are politicizing insecurity. Fine. No army DSS police can stop inevitable revolution in Nigeria. Say so well. I wish that other Nigerians can have your kind of mind, but they don't. Also, APC alleges Governor Deleke paid workers, NYSC members, residents 20,000 to influence election. That's what they do every time. Is it me? I think we are going to hold it here. We'll hold it here, and we will go to their media. We will go to Nigerian media and bring up some update they have in the media before we go. It is their own media that we fight them, not we, not me and you. Their own nonsense in the media. We judge them. That is why every time when we come here, we go to their media and bring their own information. With their own informations and detail, we judge them. It's not just with us. With what they say, their own information in their own media is what we judge them. Let the world hear what Nigeria look like. Let the world see them, how they operate. And when the world see it, let them be the judge, not us. So I want us to go to their Nigerian media. We'll conclude the message with their media. Let their go and get some report from the Zoological Republic media. So from that report, we can be able to close the program for the day. So let's go and listen to what they have in their zoo media.
Marginalizing who? Give us a broad perspective to the issue of marginalization in Nigerian politics. At some point, we hear at every turn, we hear people say, well, we have been marginalized. The Southeast has been crying for marginalization since after the Civil War ended. At some point, it was the Southwest that was crying. Now the North is crying. Who is really marginalizing who in this one?
I think we have to really define what we mean by marginalization. Unfortunately, we only define issues in Nigeria when it affects us. When it does not affect us, there is no definition to it. The Southeast, like you said, rightly said, they've been shouting and crying of marginalization, which everybody knows, because they are marginalized from the civil service, from the police, from the army, and it's obvious on a daily basis that even when it comes to projects, when it comes to the presence of the federal mind, you don't see it in the Southeast. That is typically what we refer to as marginalization. Now, when you bring it on the other way around, when Buhari was president, every sector other than the Southwest were shouting of marginalization.
Every sector, I would like for you to say that again. Every sector except the Southwest.
Except the Southwest, yes.
Okay, was crying for marginalization. Was crying marginalization.
They were being marginalized.
Okay.
And we saw an ugly trend in Nigeria. That ugly trend was the fact that it started with Buhari, nepotism came in, tribalism came in, religiosity came in. He now engaged only people from his own ethnic divide. And the argument was that these are people he can trust.
I'm sorry, Prince. Did you mean to say that when Buhari was in government, every other section except the North?
I said every other section except the North and the Southwest.
Oh, the North and the Southwest. Okay.
Yes. So now, when President Bola Tinubu came on board, Nigerians had a lot of expectations. And one of the reasons why we had a lot of expectations from him was because President Bola Tinubu is a politician to the core. So we're at this point in time getting a professional, like people will say, he was a consultant. So we had a consultant politician taking over the saddle of leadership. And also a man who said he had spent 20-something years understanding the problem of Nigeria. So the expectation was high. Nigerians were looking forward to a president that will unite the country, not a president that will end up dividing the country more. So President Bola Tinubu, like he said during his inaugural speech, he was going to continue from where the late president stopped. And he did, because he continued by bringing his own tribesmen to fill most of the strategic and sensitive positions in governance. And that is why the North, who felt that, we handed over, Buhari gave power to him, they also were expecting that they would call it the same favor. But now they are crying because they are not seeing what they had expected.
The prince.
So this is a very terrible trend. Why I call it a terrible trend is that why I call it a terrible trend is that we're creating not a country, we're not building a country. We're building ethnic conclaves. So if an Igbo man becomes a president tomorrow, we want him to surround himself with Igbos, give them juicy appointments, develop their areas. This is not Nigeria, this is not unity. This is not what oneness is all about. And this is what we had expected that President Bola Tinubu would have shifted away from that mindset that was put forward by the late president. But then, what do we have? We're back to square one.
Okay, now we are back. All right, we are back to square one. We are back to square one because everybody is crying marginalization. Now, I want us to break it down in real political and economic terms. When people say they are marginalized, what do they mean holistically? Because I get the point of the people saying we are marginalized because somehow they've been excluded from the commanding heights of Nigeria's national life. Under the Buhari administration, the Southeast was crying for marginalization in terms of appointment, in terms of lack of federal presence, infrastructure, and all of that. And so when the North says we are marginalized, what in political and economic terms, what do they really mean? Because if you look at the power equation in Nigeria, they have ruled for longer than any other group in this country. And so when the North says we are marginalized, what do they really mean in political and economic terms? Let's break it down further.
What they mean in terms of politics is that they have been booted out from power. They have been booted out from those who have to make decisions. They have been booted out from the looting of the nation as it is. They have been booted out from juicy appointments. They've been booted out from, being close to Mr. President. That's basically what it is. Now, if you look at it economically, if you ask yourself, this government keeps talking about projects in the north, but we're not seeing them. We need to see them practically. But we're not seeing them. Not that Buhari did better, but nobody's seen anything. So the north feels that, we're not seeing the projects. We're not seeing the kind of money we used to see when President Buhari was there.
Prince Francis, it's not about the North feeling that they are marginalized. Now, you say you don't see the projects when this administration mounts its efforts in the North. And the Northerners say we don't see this. Now, do you believe that the North is marginalized in this situation?
Not. Mr. Koro, not only the North, even the South is still marginalized.
No, we are talking about the North now because this youth group, APC for that matter, APC youth group, from the North are saying, well, we've been completely, totally excluded from decision-making agencies of government and all of, even within the party. And they also say, well, okay.
Let me ask you this. The CBN governor, where is he from? The Minister of Finance, where is he from? EFCC, where is he from? DFS, where is he from? So this is what they're looking at. This is what they mean by being marginalized. The whole thing about national character, national identity has been thrown to the dogs. You can't tell me that you do not have somebody who is capable from the north to be a minister of finance. You can't tell me you don't have somebody who is capable from the east to be the director of EFCC. So when you talk about this marginalization, yes, we may in North Iowa youth they say they are marginalized, but I will tell you the Southeast is feeling it more than they are feeling it.
Okay. Minister of War David Umahi said President Bola Tinubu rejected calls for his dismissal following the death of nurse Mary Habila as his president on June 27, 2020. But according to Umahi, despite public pressure and Tinubu encouraged him to remain focused on his duties, telling him to go and build more roads. Umahi also said political opponents had supported the incident and maintained that ultimate power belongs to God, not social media. The death of Habila has sparked legal action with Sokapo, SOKAP, filing a 20 billion naira lawsuit against Umahi, alleging the breach of the duty of care. Umahi requested an autopsy to establish the cause of death, but Habila's family declined, preferring to bury her according to their custom. He said he cancelled the birthday celebration out of respect for the deceased and prayed that if he or any member of his family was responsible for her death, they should face an even worse fate. The Prince Umahi said President Tinubu is more like supporting his effort despite the controversy surrounding the death of the nurse in his country home residence. Now, how much value does this administration place over lives of citizens? We hear that someone died in the minister's residence in the state, and there are controversies that she was a physiotherapist according to the minister, and the Physiotherapist Council of Nigeria said we can't find her name in our list. It's now been established that she's a nurse and all of that. At some point, the minister wanted to say, hey, the Boy State Police Command, stop all investigations and move the case to Abuja and all of that. Autopsy here and there, burial here and there. Now, if the president is saying, well, despite this, go and build more roads, what does that tell you about how this administration places the life of citizens in their care?
From the one, and I keep saying that unfortunately, Nigeria is a country where we have two laws. We have one law for the rich, we have another law for the poor. The things that Umahi is saying and the way he's going about it is a reflection of failure in governance. It's a reflection of the fact that the life of the ordinary Nigerian does not matter as long as you have power and authority. Mr. Koro, this is a country where if you have a visitor, for instance, and the person dies in your house, the first thing the police will do is to arrest you. You are the first culprit. You are the first suspect, rather. They will arrest you and begin investigation and carry out autopsy to find out the real
Cause of death.
reasons for the death. But here, that woman is working free. It's all scattered. And then it comes out and tells you Mr. President is supporting him. So all it means is that the president is supporting impunity. That is what it means. This support Mr. President has given to him, we've seen the support the same in another way where we talk about fake agents. belongs to the people.
Now,
Even though we might to come and tell Nigerians that he suspended his birthday, I mean, that is the height of his sensitivity. What is the business of Nigerians with your birthday? If the man was just an ordinary Nigerian, will he have the mouth to be talking around? Will he even have the freedom? He will not have his freedom. His freedom would have been contained by now.
well, it's
It's
such a
unfortunate that Mr. President keeps, condoning and encouraging impunity by those he has employed as either ministers or SAs or chief of staff.
now, when the president says, "Well, go and build more roads for me," does it open a window, sort of small window, into the president's heart when probably 200 people are slaughtered in Yerwata or people are killed in Kaduna South and life goes on? The president jumps into an airplane, goes out of the country to do one business or the other while Nigeria is bleeding. Does it give us an insight into how he feels when Nigerians are killed?
The insight it gives you is that the life of the ordinary Nigerian does not matter. And this government does not take it seriously. This government does not even believe in the life of the ordinary Nigerians. You've seen the war going on between those who are working for Mr. President and those who are supporting Cardinal Michael. You've seen it. Now I ask myself, the things the bishop said, is it different from what everybody has been saying? Is it that are Nigerians faring better? Are Nigerians living better than they were living 8 years ago? No. But the government will not accept. So rather than address the concerns of the people, the government will look for things which to forget about what the people are saying.
I'm happy that you brought this.
When you say build more roads, in the last few days, travelers have been trapped at Oren because there's no road. So which road is the president asking the mind to go and build? You have a government that has failed to look at all roads, to update the existing roads, and focusing on building new ones. So how do you want the people to move around?
Okay.
You go by road, flood will disturb you, bandits will be there to attack you, terrorists will try to kidnap you. You want to go by air, the airlines have increased their prices to a point where it's becoming madness. There should be no control. There is no remedy, there is no respite for the ordinary Nigerians.
Election in Nigeria is something else. I went to the House of Rep, contested, they gave me opportunity. I was voted for by my people, which I've often said that must put the people first. And the people of Ekpa'S Federal Constituency came up Ekpa'S to give all the huge support that I got as a then. So I did all my best in the House, not only moving motion, sponsoring bill, doing oversight function, but I was able to bring the days of democracy with the dust of my people, doing empowerment, building skill acquisition center, multipurpose hall, ICT center, state of the art that I've never seen before. I did all that through the effort of God Almighty and the leadership of the party at the national leaders. And then I was headed by Right Honorable Speaker Yakubu Dugara and the leadership, who also worked with me and supported immensely. So at the end of the day, Comrade came back again to plead with me to come back to APC. And Shago did all his best, and I said, no problem. I came back. But unfortunately, I now saw that sometime when those who fought you during election, the whole fought us through the campaign, the election of Mr. President, President Tinubu, fighting us with guns, pushing our people. Today, they are the one deciding and dictating.
With guns. They
Yes.
fought with guns.
Yes, of course. Election in Nigeria is something else. So, but I want to say that God gave us that victory. And, we all worked so hard because I saw distinguished Senator Manu Gwebulu, who now emerged the candidate. Don't forget that I also contested. I was in the race for the governorship of Edo State. As a matter of fact, at the time I was a leading aspirant. When my son died, he was killed shot in Houston, and when I got the information when I was in the podium campaigning, I had to choose between me going forward. I decided to say, no, I can't continue this. I have to travel to the US and sign off so that they can bury him. I never wish my worst enemy to go through what I went through. So I have to decide to tell my followers, my supporters, where we should go. And I decided to support the distinguished Senator Manu because of the fact that, because of his past antecedent, what he did when he was on the congregation, helping his people, giving so-called, giving them empowerment when they had issues about the insecurity and etc. He came out to support his people, giving them money, giving them vehicles. And I just saw him that he came from nowhere. He has suffered. He wasn't born with Holy Spirit. Just I was born in village. So I said, this is the kind of man that I would like to support. So I decided to support. Even when Comrade came that I should support his candidates, that's my brother, my colleagues, Brother Woodlands in the house. And I told him, I'm sorry, I would have loved to support this man because he's a complete gentleman, but you have demarcated him. You say he's a 419 and he's a criminal. That's why you decided to sack him when he was a commissioner. I said, somebody have been marketed, how can we market him? I said, because remember what happened to Pastor Zeyamo when he contested as governor. You demarketed him, says an armed robber and Pastor the data, but this is the same man that was your DG first, your first tenure, second tenure. And then once you have done that, it is hard to market something. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. Immediately, Pastor came out there. The video that Comrade used saying that he was an armed robber at night, Pastor the daytime, former governor Pastor started showing every corner of the news. It was shown on LED, and it became an issue. So that was what happened after that. So I told him, I said, I can't, I'm sorry, I cannot support the candidate, but rather I have to choose a Senator Manu. And by the grace of God, with the support of all other men and women who came out as members to give Senator Manu the mandate, the rest is history. So that is where we are. And today, I vowed to contest it. I was contesting for House of Reps. And unfortunately, the governor, the state chairman, Emperor Jared Tinubu, wonderful people, whether I'm outside or not, they are my brothers. I regard them because of where we are coming from. And they also have great respect for me. We've been talking. And somebody was against me. I was wondering, what's going on? People are telling me, oh, Comrade is not supporting. I said, Comrade cannot say he's not supporting. This is my boss. I work for him. We're close. One of the most closest person to him in government. And, because if he's not supporting me, I don't know. And I discovered that when they now said that as the leader of my local government, and also an aspirant, I cannot be the leader and also contest for the House of Rep. I said, well, if that is the case, Comrade is also an aspirant, and he's a leader of those not. So this is a double standard. Why? Treating me. So anyway, discovered that those who fought us during the election from America, courtesy of the late Captain Osa Okumbo, blessed memory, a gentle soul rest in peace. He was the one that pleaded and begged him, appealed to me to come to Nigeria to help Comrade also to join his campaign. As I came back to Nigeria, because of my past antecedent, what I've done in the US, I work with president, work with governor, senators, congressmen in America, sit down one-on-one. So I built my political career in America even before coming. That's what Captain saw. I said, please, if you can do this, come ahead. And I came. We're very close. And even Comrade going to the office with his car, you see myself and Comrade sitting down together. That's how close.
While he was governor.
When he was governor. And when he was governor, I saw something. Before the victory, late Captain has spent over 4-5 billion on his election. Chief Esama, Dr. Sir, Gabriel Sawari Benedict, Esama Benin, and Assessor, former governor of the state, Assessor Loki Benedict, they brought Comrade to us. The first meeting I was there was at the Captain's house. Captain was in Labour. Dr. John Ebima Benin was in the Labour Party. So when he came, he wanted to run as Labour, local support. That's a Shomole. So, and they advised him to join the party. He did. And we all campaigned vigorously.
Thus, he was just to join Labour Party.
He was in Labour Party.
Yes.
He came under Labour Party.
Yes.
He have to abandon Labour Party.
And join which one now?
AC.
AC, okay. Action
ACN.
Congress then.
Yes, Action Congress. From there to ACN.
ACN, yes.
ACN to ACD, ACD, APC. We've gone through a lot. So now, Comrade, everybody saw him as a former Labour leader, not accepted him. But unfortunately, if you can see, even Pastor Zeya, who was his campaign, first tenure, second tenure, campaign DG, for his campaign, DG of his campaign.
Both times.
First tenure, second tenure. So everybody works so hard. But unfortunately, Comrade missed it. For 6 months, we were protesting against Captain Osa and losing Captain.
Captain Osa Okumbo.
Of what? For just nothing. We cannot comprehend. You can't really say this is what Captain did, because you see, ingratitude is a sin to God and to mankind. So, and before you know it, he started insulting Chief Isama Benin, Chief Isama Benin.
Who was insulting?
Comrade, publicly.
Comrade Oshomole.
Yes. Before Jack Robinson, he started insulting Dr. Esobemo. Publicly. Before you know, he insulted the former deputy governor, his own deputy governor, His Excellency, who was one of the most closest persons and loyal deputy governor I've ever seen. He insulted him. So, and I look at it, everybody from Edo South, what is going on? I've never seen this man insulting his own people, but he insulted Chief Tulianene, abusing publicly. Now, and I said, we were watching. A day came. We traveled to America, from America to London. In London, he said I should call Chief of Staff. And they placed a call to him. He said we are coming to Nigeria, that they should arrange to have because of the local government election. They wanted to have a Ketika committee chairman to handle the affair of each local government. And so when we got back to Nigeria, we went straight to him. On Sunday, when it's at 4 a.m., Captain on the Tommy Himi, Tony Omwage, Larry Willie, Pastor, all the leaders, all of us, they decided to say, okay, this is the list of the Ketika committee chairman, local government chairman, council chairman. By 9 a.m. in the morning, I was in the office. Pastor walked in. He came to my office because normally when you walk to get to my office was next to the
So what
What was your own designation under his administration?
I was a senior special assistant to the governor of foreign matters in the investment. So then, Pastor came in. When he came to my office, because my office is very close to it, next to the governor's office. So, and I took him to the governor's office. There were a lot of people there from the community that have come. So I came back to my office. Before the Robinson, I saw Pastor just zoomed out. Normally, when he's leaving, normally when he's leaving, we come to me and say, I'm leaving. He didn't come to me. And I ran down and I caught him by the, baggage scanner where you have the DSS security with the screen, visitors. And I said, what is it? What? I went to Lagos Tuesday, I was back to the US.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, I did that because I didn't want people to start coming to me, asking me questions. So
but your wife was still in Nigeria?
My wife was still in Nigeria, so I wanted everything to be like that. So when I came back, I was sleeping one night. I got a call from Senator Tunde Ogbeha from Kogi, very close friend to Comrade, and dear friend, wonderful guy. Around after 12, where are you? I said, I'm at home sleeping. He said, please go and meet Comrade, Opportunity to serve with him as SSA. He's not being SSA. When Chimadene called, I was telling him that he should ask his brother to go to Port Harcourt immediately. Because to me, most of the undeclared lawyer that led the global investigation stole it from Nigeria, billions of dollars, and move on this motion. And he said, I could help going to Code of Conduct Bureau. That was how I went to Code of Conduct Bureau. When the time came, when the chairman visited, that the tenure was over. So the most senior have to take over. Immediately, the memo came from presidency. It was scrolling on Arise, Channel, TVC, AIT, NTA. I didn't know that Comrie was working against my sources. I was on TVC one day when I was on the air. The issue of Senator Ekpa, the governor of Edo State, came up. And I defended Comrade. And I was being honest about it. I defended the government. So when I got home, a friend of mine, former deputy director of NIA, who is a member, House of Reps now, came to my house. He said, EJ, you are very stupid, you are silly, you are idiot. I was angry. How can you come to my house to do something? He said, sit down. That prison Comrade, you know what he did to you? I said, no. He said he went to SGF. Was SGF something? Tell SGF that if SGF allowed me to take over as acting chairman, that SGF,
on the Code of Conduct Bureau,
as the chairman of Code of Conduct Bureau, that SGF would be the first casualty, that I would jail everybody. I used to work for him, I would work for him. That I cannot be controlled. There's so many things he said. And as he said, yes. 2 months later, another friend of mine, I understand, I mentioned his name on channel on this story I'm telling you now. He was not happy that I have to mention his name. I won't mention his name now. I went to see one of my sister, barrister. I was in her office. This young man came in. He's from Benue. Honorable, where have you been? So somebody took me to him to see why is it that I've not been able to take over. He said, is you a comrade? Are you fighting for the same girlfriend? I said, no, it's not us. Can't be fighting for the same girlfriend. Which girlfriend? He said, this matter. He came to me. He made me out. He also went to SDF. I was there. He's telling you that they shouldn't allow you to take over. You don't need to go and settle yourself. I said,
Some people now saying the same thing.
People saying the same thing. So now, and I look at it, I said, now I can see what is happening. I want to be House of Rep member I want to contest with. He's fighting me. He doesn't want to.
EJ has said. Anyway, let's switch gears. You were celebrating on social media your victory in the NDC National Democratic Nigeria Democratic Congress Edo South Senatorial District there, victory. Then eventually, what happened? Can you tell us? And we need to run, really. We've spent time.
Well, To be honest to you, election took place. The primary took place. That was May 29,
2026.
As I'm talking to you now, I've gone to court to reclaim my money.
Oh, you're in court now?
Yes. General has told over 211 billion. Man, Idris. Well, guess what? He was given chieftaincy title.
From Kano State.
He was given chieftaincy title. And he's parading himself. But those who stole 10,000, 100,000 and lavishing in jail, that is double standard. So we should treat every Nigerian. The law is not made for the poor, it's also made for the rich. It's also, just check around. If you ask me, look at what happened to United States Congressman Jefferson. Those that were involved with him in Nigeria are working freely. Jefferson was sentenced along with others that participated. When the United States government wrote to Mr. President, former President Obasanjo, to investigate his own vice president, and Mr. Obasanjo, former President, His Excellency, approved. Who was the chairman of EFCC then? It was Mr. Mango.
Mr. Mango.
Sorry, Ribado. I mean. It was Neil Ribado that was the chairman of EFCC as at then. He did a wonderful, excellent investigation. I was in the house. I was the chairman, US Nigerian Parliament. So there's no information I couldn't get as at that time. And the report of the EFCC was absolute. And I gave him kudos as at that time. But what happened to that report? Was anybody prosecuted? No. But those who committed the same crime in America, sentenced, prosecuted, and jailed. Our own here is only for presidency. Yeah. And the report is very explicit. How money was transferred. If the Code of Conduct Bureau is doing their job, if they are empowered to do their job, such people should not be in the corridor of power. Because they have violated the Code of Conduct meant for public officers. Because those millions and billions that went to US undeclared for was never declared when they contested, when they were in government. And they were in government when they were doing this. And the money they used to build the university that they built came from where? Came from the same money that was transferred from Nigeria to America, from America to Nigeria.
Who exactly are you referring to?
Don't you know the person?
I don't know. You
do I need to tell you the person? If you really have done your investigative journalism, you should know who is the person and you should go and do your homework. You don't need to hear from me. You know the person, you have seen it, you have seen the writer. You cannot tell me you don't know the person.
Who exactly are you referring to?
You should say it. I would want to hear from you because you have read it. You saw it, the person.
You are the one on the hot seat answering questions.
It's not about me being on the hot seat.
You tell
Nigeria, this is what you have investigated. You are a great presenter. You are a wonderful journalist. And I expect you to go beyond here to do an insight or intel, investigating journalism to ascertain the person we are talking about. Which, of course, you are privileged to it. You have the information. So you all should take it up.
Let it be on record that the person I think you are referring to has been out of office for 20 years now. If not,
listen,
hold on,
listen.
Nobody
reality.
In the best of mind,
no time bound. That's why I love America that I lived for about 31 years. I was the first African regional lobbyist. I sit down. Look, I work with leaders. I understand how it works, democracy, what we are talking about. That's only intelligence. So what you are saying, go and do your homework.
Since you're not ready to name names, so let's name them. Let me ask you this.
Do your homework.
Let me ask you
so
this.
You know the person.
I know the person. I can't read your mind. I don't know who you're talking about.
So what you have read, did you see it?
I didn't say anything in your mind. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question.
This is very interesting.
Let me ask you
I thought you were going to mention the name.
No.
So you want to push it back.
I can't put words in your mouth.
But you have read it.
Let me ask you this question.
Who is contesting for presidency in Nigeria? That the United States have indicted.
Donald Duke is contesting for presidency.
The US indicted Donald Duke.
He's an American.
Hold on. Did US indicted Donald Duke?
US indicted Bola Ahmed Tinubu for third money in the US.
Okay.
Atiku is contesting. So which among these?
Okay, you know that one. You know that, but
I mentioned 6 names for you.
okay, but the one you also read, I want to mention you have mentioned President Tinubu's one, right? But you don't want to mention, let me tell you, it is His Excellency Atiku. You know it. I'm surprised you didn't mention it.
Atiku has never been taken to any court, never been charged to any court, let alone prosecuted, let alone convicted. 20 years post service in the presidency. And while he was there, you said the US wrote to Obasanjo to investigate him. Obasanjo took Atiku, or Atiku took Obasanjo to court 11 times, and he defeated Obasanjo. Unprecedented. But here's my question on this issue of corruption.
But you know the person now. No, you mentioned every other person, but you refuse to mention.
Well, you eventually named the person.
I'm surprised that you did not name the person. Are you working for the person?
I don't work for anybody. I'm a journalist. I owe Nigerians
You will not.
the truth.
Knowing who you
Let's
are.
make progress. Let's make progress. Honorable. How dangerous is corruption? How dangerous has it been to the practice of democracy in Nigeria? How bad has it affected governance, the service delivery to the people of Nigeria? Corruption.
I went to the House of Reps. When I contested, I have to tell them that my late brother, my late friend, my leader, may so rest in peace, late Captain Osa Okomboje, he said, he called all the leaders of Edosa. On no account should anyone collect money from any aspirant. So what is happening in Nigeria? And it's pathetic. When you are contesting, everybody want to bleed you. They want to suck your blood. They put small pipe, they put bigger pipe to suck you. Now you see people selling their properties, selling their houses that day. The only one they have, hoping that they will win. And I have some. At the end of the day, they didn't win. Where are they? Those who won, how do you want them to get back on their feet? That is part of corruption. Collecting money from candidates. Nigerians should also understand this corruption is not just only government. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror and see, what do you see? Do you see corruption in you? When you point one finger at other, the others is pointing at you. Now, come back to this fuel subsidy removal, unfortunately. I am not the spokesman for Mr. President, but I want to tell their spokespeople whatever they are doing. They have not been able to market this issue. We always throw stone at the center. There are 3 tiers of government: federal, state, and local government. Where is the local government in the head of affair? Local government has been, thrown to the dustbin. Most governors, as the money goes to local government, is that diverted. Some other states are doing, but majority of the state, as the money comes, as this money comes, goes to build the church, converting to dollars.
So what is stopping the anti-corruption agencies from going after these governors? Why, in your own opinion?
Let me tell you what you don't understand. There are some of these governors that are governor now that are not supposed to be governor. But when I was in Code of Conduct Bureau, we tried everything to stop them because of their past. Their record was dirty. But because of the chairman that we had then, who compromised the case,
Mention some of this.
I don't want to go there.
How do you help?
I don't want to go there. If the government really want to help now, must have the political will and commitment to empower that code of conduct. Code of conduct bureau can really see this criminality and corruption that's eating us up. Code of conduct bureau have the power. EFCC is doing their best, ICP is doing their best, but that their best, even the funding alone is not there. I want to tell you this. You are asking a question. The people that are in government today, they are not supposed to be. Those that are there, you know why you cannot do anything to them? Like I was in the House of Reps, we were fighting this immunity is not about impunity. Immunity is impunity. License to rob, to steal the people blind, and to kill. Where you see governors, some governors are having security vote, billions. What are they doing with the security vote? And you are getting money from the federal. Everybody's pointing finger at the federal. The federal. I'm not holding plea for the federal. Yes, they have the right to point finger at the federal, but they are the superior head. But what about the other branches? that are stealing us dry. Who is speaking? I heard Mr. President asking Nigerians, ask your governors, what are they doing with the money that is sending to them? But I went to YouTube last time to find out that report, that investigation, press briefing. It's not there. Nigerians should ask their governors, what are they doing with this billion? We are hearing billion, trillion. What have they done with the money that have been given to them?
Let me ask you.
So if we are blaming the center, we should carry everybody, blame everybody. Look at the military, Third Mainland Bridge, who built it? Military, IBB built it. National Assembly, who built it? Military. Hold on, Aston Villa, who built it? Military. Even this transport that Mr. Obasanjo sold to Springs, who built it? The military. Tell me what is democracy, demonstration of president we are practicing. What has he gotten us to? Rather, Nigerians are suffering because they are stealing our money that is meant to be used for our people yesterday has been stolen.
Let's make progress. We have about just 5 minutes to round up, and this question is very important. Talking about corruption. The president's chief of staff, I think your former colleague, he was a former.
Yes, my former colleague there.
Was the speaker when you were there?
No, he was the majority leader.
Okay. He's been enmeshed in this.
But he wanted to be the speaker anyway.
He was enmeshed. He's enmeshed in this controversy about a fake agency, Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, and all of that. The man has been arrested. He's going to investigation. President has asked ICPC to also investigate and come back, but the president refused to suspend Mr. Bajabamina so that proper investigation can be done. Because you cannot be the judge in your matter and all of those. What's your comment in 1 minute on this?
Well, it's a very straightforward matter. Yes, they said the matter is before the court of competent jurisdiction.
Not in court yet. Not in court yet.
Not in court yet.
It's been investigated.
But like I said before on different TV, fora, my senior colleagues, is my leader.
Right?
Yeah, he was the majority leader when I was in the house. And when he was contesting for speakership, we were one of those who stood by him. He knows that. Mr. Falike, I don't know Falike, Honorable Shaibu, especially from my state, Patterson, all of us, we stood by him. If I were him, this is me now, if I were him, because until proven guilty, you are an innocent. For me not to be painted black, he's there because he's trying to do a cover up. If I were him, I would stand aside. Know that he has been sacked, he has not been sacked. After preliminary investigation done and he is exonerated, he comes back to his office. If I were him, that's what I would do. But I cannot speak for him. I'm not him. If I were him, that's what I would do. Because what is happening in Nigeria, people can just, it has happened to me now. What has just happened to me now, where my own uncle called Senator Sheraki and told him, I have no family. My sister don't want to see me. I don't even have a wife. Not fully that I have a wife, beautiful wife for that matter, but somebody just lied on me. So it could also be the same. They have lying on him. Are you with me? So I think that should be let alone.
Won't you tell the president that you are so fond of to ask him if since Mr. Femi will not do the needful, why would you advise the president to compel him to do the needful? Step aside, pending the outcome of the investigation. Then come back.
I cannot tell the president to ask him to step aside.
Advise him.
I cannot advise the president to tell him to step aside because the president have already done the needful
by telling ICPC to investigate.
So he cannot just say step aside because until proven guilty, you are innocent.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of people that are in prison today that never committed any offense, any crime.
Your point is taken. We have 2 or 3 minutes left. These two, the Pandora's paper you mentioned earlier. What was the outcome? That's one. Then secondly, Emefiele too was under investigation by the CCTV. Why did they miss all of the bad stuff that was alleged?
Let me tell you this. If we have to fight corruption, that's why I pity for this nation. I'm closer to where I'm going than where I'm coming from. I'm weeping for our generation now that No, not future. Now the commission coming before that's coming under us. That's those are weeping for. They weren't coming under us. Because what can we leave for them? How? Listen, if you ask me if we are fighting corruption, Mr. Mefele, by now what he has done to this nation, all because of his own selfish interest. He wanted to be president. He did everything to change the naira, bastardize the naira, for just to make sure that this current government didn't see 1 naira, which affected every Nigerian. Because people died as a result of his useless behavior, unprofessional behavior, unethical.
He has not been convicted.
For him not to be convicted by now is even worrisome because he has stolen so much. Do you know we investigated him? In the case of stamp duties, the report is still there. Over 67 trillion.
67 what?
Trillions.
Collected by the
By banks. Listen, I'm not mentioning bank. I'm talking about the Mefele sat on it.
Yes.
When President Buhari wrote a letter to him, he worked against President Buhari's approved instruction. He was the de facto president of Nigeria and stole this country dry. But to be honest with you, that if you ask me now, if Mr. President Tinubu if they have asked for them to sentence him to death now, people will say, oh, why is he doing this?
So he sat on 67 trillion naira.
The way they were borrowing, we were borrowing when Nigeria is broke. Nigeria is not broke. This country is blessed.
The Pandora's paper just round about.
This country is blessed. If you talk about the gold, unfortunately, the south, where good oil comes from, go to the south, not to right of about derivation, oil pollution. People are dying every day because of sickness. And at the end of the day, the Niger Delta have been neglected. All the company relocated to Lagos.
Who do you blame for that?
It's we.
Exactly.
It's we. Now, gold. Nigeria, South is the one funding the whole nation. The one that's coming from North, gold. What is happening? Few individuals are collecting it. When you have airstrip in the North, airstrip. Now, as the gold have been mined, they are taken to neighboring country. They have refinery in Dubai everywhere around the country. To the detriment of Nigeria. I investigated gold issue with CEO of the United States. Within 2 years, over $50 billion left this country. I'm not sure that will be bad. So, you're talking about Pandora, just 1 minute. Pandora issue is another issue. If it is 1 minute, it's not enough time to discuss it. Those that were involved in Pandora, they know themselves. Some of them are colleagues of presidency. If I told you, if Code of Conduct Bureau is really a power to work, these people have no business contesting for presidency.
Okay, let me get it clear. So, can the Code of Conduct Bureau actually stop presidential, governorship, or political candidates from vying for office?
Yes.
He has that kind of power. Oh, wow.
That's why the Code of Conduct Bureau have been neglected over the years. They are still in the Federal Secretariat. EFCC that just started yesterday. You know? But under ATO, we're talking about Code of Conduct enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal
It's a creation of the
Constitution.
Wow.
Is the number one.
Let me repeat my question. Sorry, Honorable. You mean the Code of Conduct Bureau can actually stop a candidate vying for public office?
Of course, they have the power.
The power.
If those candidates are found wanting and proper investigation conducted, but as far as I know, with what I know, with what I've seen, all of them have erred. They have violated the Code of Conduct meant for public officer, and none of them should be in position to say they are contesting.
We will come back another time.
Don't forget, the current president
Yes.
was also investigated
By the Code of
by
Conduct.
Code of Conduct. He was put in the dock,
Yes.
but he was discharged because they couldn't find anything after proper investigation on him.
Okay. Finally, because of time, give us an assessment of the top presidential candidates. Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. Atiku Abubakar knows Remiji. Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. Debayo Adewale, Wole Shiwore, and Donald Duke. I don't know. Do you know where he is? Because I haven't seen him anywhere.
Donald Duke is a very wonderful man. He's a good friend of mine. When it comes to Houston those days, we used to have fun. A complete gentleman, is a good brother with a beautiful wife. They are not into that. But can he be the president of Nigeria? I don't think so. If you're talking about Gwawaso is the vice presidential candidate. If you ask me, Gwawaso have the capacity.
No, it's Peter Obi that is on the ticket.
No, hold on, I'm coming. To lead because he had that quality. I have great regard and respect for Gwawaso. But Mr. Peter Obi, yes, a lot of people will not understand. Leadership is not about saying what you know you cannot do. There are so many utterances, so many information out there. I have done my homework to ascertain. If you remember my big brother, my senior colleagues, Senator Siraki, this national leader of NDC, if I may quote him, he says he's the most qualified, presidential candidate. So what does that tell you? So I do agree with him, in all sincerity of purpose, when he made that statement. That is telling you that he is better than, Mr. Peter Obi. That is trying what I can
Deduce.
At least look at it and look at it.
So what do you think about Peter Obi?
I think Peter Obi, the issue of the obedient, he did a hell of a job. And don't forget the Labour Party, because of the youth Labour, they came together to support him. That base is no longer there. The base for the Labour is no longer there for Mr. Peter Obi. Yes, he has his own, success story. They also have his own baggage story. Francis, what I've so far, it is not about politics. Even though as of today I still belong to NDC, but we have to work harder. If not,
you score him.
If I score him right now, I'm not going to be able to score him now. But I can only tell you the way it is right now. If it is the way it is right now, it is going to be difficult.
Atiku Abubakar wrote me.
Well, Atiku Abubakar, people always believe that somebody was telling me food is ready. Whether you hate him or like him, because I was in PDP. Wike was the one that sustained PDP throughout. But when it came to a time, that's when I know that politics is a game. My Tamua, who was my senior colleague, also was speaker. It was Amechi that gave him all the support when he needed help. And being governor, Amechi was there for him. Hold on. Amechi, I'm sorry, Wike was there for him. He was thinking that for Wike, coming to be president, Tamua would be there for him. But what happened? Tamua betrayed him and supported Atiku. And members of the PDP, they are still hardcore PDP, they are still there. And some have also moved to APC, some are in the ADC, some are in NDC. And I can tell you, this US issue, the US report, politics, like I said, it's not over until it's over. This US report is going to be an issue. There's a reason why former President Obasanjo is saying that Atiku will never be president. I don't know why he's not saying that. There's something that he knows that you don't know. My own chances is this.
What's your own assessment of him?
My own assessment
Score
of him. I can't score him. I can only tell you that the way he reads now, the way he reads, I don't see him, except he have to step up, work harder to get the tempo.
Showore?
Well, Showore, yes, nice guy, my brother.
He's a nice guy, or very strong.
No, he's speaking for the nation, please. Just like the way I'm speaking for this country. So he has the right, to speak his mind, and that's what he's doing. And if you don't have such people speaking, against, you must have an opposition
speaking
to
against
put you
state's corruption
in your place to
and
make sure you know that look, you can't do this.
So his chances.
his chances, I don't think he's still young. Opportunity is there for the future. For the future.
What
And
about
maybe one day he will be president. Huh? That one, I don't even think that he can even win his own estate. I'm sorry to say.
Wow. Are you serious?
You know, so
many allege is the best in terms of, having the mind, the intellectual heft.
yeah, intellectual help. Have you met him before? You have met him before?
Not less than 5 times.
Okay. Do you think he can be the president of this country?
Absolutely. Eminently qualified.
No. If you're talking about qualified, I am also qualified to be the president of this country.
What about President Tinubu?
Well, the way it is right now is not being sentimental or biased. Nobody has been able to step up. Because everybody, we are not speaking about what we want to do, how we want to do. We are just being negative, derogatory statement.
So you're saying the coronation next January?
Making it, hold on, it's not coronation, making it personal issue. I want us to go for debate. That's what I would like to do. Until that debate is done.
You mean all of these candidates will
Yes.
line up for
debate? Yes. We need to assess them. Let everybody go for debate and see what they have to offer.
Will you appeal to President Tinubu, who might think you support to participate in the debate?
Who might think that? How do you know that? Did I say you are supporting President Tinubu?
Would you appeal to President Tinubu to participate in the debate?
How do you want me to appeal to him?
He didn't participate in the debate last time.
Well, just like when they were calling the Senator Wewulu, when I went on a ride.
Exactly.
They said he must come to a ride. I said, look, the man is busy campaigning in the rural areas. Some of these rural areas, they don't have light, talkless of having a ride to watch the night.
But you just said you wanted the presidential candidate to participate in the debate. So why are you not?
No. I'm saying that I have made that suggestion that everybody should go for debate. So when you say President Tinubu, it's not President Tinubu that will decide whether should go for debate. Are you with me? If there are people, there are foundations. You all are media men and women. We have, born broadcasting.
We did that last time. President Tinubu, candidate Tinubu, then shunned.
Maybe it was not opportune. Maybe because of the time factor, it was not available. You had other engagement. You have to look at his engagement. It's also calendar. What he's doing. That is what it happened in America. So when they were doing the debate, Donald Trump said he's not available on this day. But they still wanted to go and put on that day. He said he cannot come.
But he did debate.
No, they changed the date to suit him. So he came. So if you are giving a date your own day without checking his own calendar, to see, to ascertain if will be attending, then you can go about it. First of all, you have to agree. Every one of them has to agree. Some of them might not even want to come. But my own suggestion that everybody should go for debate. So that is just my own little position. Nigerians should wake up from our slumber because Nigeria is bleeding. God has blessed us with mineral resources, natural resources, human capacity, everything. Nigeria is not broke. We are the one that broke Nigeria today.
Nice place to welcome. This is just the first episode. We'll come back maybe in a few weeks. I'll come and do another one. Dig deeper into some of these anti-corruption issues.
Oh my God, corruption is our major problem. Really, we all need to come together.
We, the Biafra, reject global conspiracy against the Biafra people. This comment uses media to demand unconditional release of the Prime Minister of the United States Biafra, Simon Ekpa, Chuks, who the Finland's authorities have held incommunicado for long now. They say they have investigated, and it's been months up to now. No charge has been brought against the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra. We hereby demand immediate release to the unconditional release of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. The global conspiracy against the Biafrans is unacceptable. We will never accept it. It doesn't matter how they try to paint it, the whole world is watching. And it is sad that the world is watching the atrocities committed against the Biafran people. Mazi Simon Ekpa is only asking for the freedom of people. He's only defending his own people, trying to save the innocent life. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa now.
This is my weekend word. This is love. This is too funny brand. Funny brand. I'm in Italy, USA. About the one lady girl. Funny they go to work. Funny they want for bank. Then I end up for motor. Darama they go. Darama they go. Opposite goodie. But then I behind the side. I'm on the school. I see people run. I see people run. Then I say, brother. And I'm waiting they happen. And I'm waiting they happen. And I'm anybody by. See no day for dog. See no day for dog. If we better you take your eyes. Then I call the driver. That I'm waiting. That I'm waiting. This is my weekend word. This is like a push word. This is too body brand. Body brand. I'm in Italy, USA. About the one lady girl. Funny they go to work. Funny they want for bank. Then I end up for motor. Darama they go. Darama they go. Opposite goodie. But then I behind the side. Along the school road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I say, brother. And I'm waiting they happen. And I'm waiting they happen.